This video is brought to you by The Lord of the Rings Golem, an epic action-adventure game where you play as the enigmatic Golem on his perilous journey and find out how he outwitted the most powerful characters in Middle-earth. Pre-order it now by clicking on the link in the description.
Careful, Malk. Stream runs fast.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 stunning locations in The Lord of the Rings Golem.
The big tree. That must be where the Riddle Master carved his hidden picture.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most incredible areas you'll discover in this highly anticipated action-adventure video game set in Middle-earth. What are you looking forward to the most in The Lord of the Rings Golem? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Shadow Mountains. The very beginning of Golem's journey makes a huge impression with the mountains of Cirith Ungol. Here, Golem has dwelled for many years, hiding from many looming threats such as the Wraiths and Shelob, a giant spider he both worships and fears. While it appears almost uninhabitable, this dark and desolate area is also home to the orcs and their stronghold, causing Golem to have many close encounters with them.
Slay them. You smell her. She can't kill her.
Perhaps the most frightful part of the Shadow Mountains is that certain parts of it are under the watchful eye of Sauron, meaning Golem can never be too careful.
Must get out of the light, dear.
Number 9. The King's Chamber and Garden. In order to break the spell on the blind elf known as Mel's Door, Golem must venture into the king's chambers and recover the Silver Bell. The chambers themselves are certainly more than fit for a king, with beautiful wooden sculptures surrounding its walls. At the top is a stunning rotating structure where Golem finds the bell he needs. Afterwards, Golem must make his way through the king's garden. These lavish grounds, which are filled with ruins from a past era, are complete with an incredible aerial view of the mountains beyond. Number 8. The Bell Tower. Following their escape from the Elven King's halls, Golem and Mel are tasked with following the hidden paths through the majestical woods in order to reach the border. During this scenic journey, the two come across multiple large bells, all before reaching the structure known as the Bell Tower.
Let's get inside. We can spend the night here.
Inside here, the walls are plastered with incredible elven artwork, detailing many moments throughout their storied past. Number 7. River Path. Once Golem gets involved with the elves, in stark contrast to the areas at the beginning of the game, Golem finds himself in stunning picturesque locations. One such spot is River Path, an underground cavern full of rivers and ravines. As Golem makes his way through this beautiful landscape, you'll see elven settlements in the distance surrounded by scenic lighting. This leads to the Queen's Waterfall, the biggest cascade of water in the game, surrounded by incredible elven architecture. Number 6. Mirkwood, the Breach.
What's the name of these, my precious? Just plants.
As Golem and Mel continue their long journey together, they finally reach the border of the Woodland Realm. Here, the two travel through a fantastical forest filled with gorgeous vegetation and flora, all before coming across an unusually large tree.
Gwendol was our teacher and mentor. This is where I last saw them. Saw anything, for that matter.
This tree at the Circle of Stones stands out not just for its size, but for its very distinct color. At this spot, it's up to Golem to figure out which elf once stood at which of the various ritual stones.
I must know what happened to the 6 that stood at the stones. Look around. Follow them. Tell me what you see.
Number 5. Gates of the Dark Tower. When Golem catches the Candleman's interest, he finds himself within the Dark Tower itself. This allows him to slowly climb up the ladder, and after gaining their trust, he finally finds the opportunity for freedom. During his escape, Gollum finds his way through the dark caverns, home to deadly spiders and abandoned industries, all before arriving at the gates of the Dark Tower. Guarded by many orcs, the wide open area is surrounded by tools for war. As well as the Dark Tower itself, the gates are home to massive structures all under the gloomy yet phenomenal sky of Mordor.
Vanished.
Number 4. The King's Grove.
The big tree. That must be where the Riddlemaster carved his hidden picture.
While trying to find the hidden clue in the big tree, Gollum comes across a charming wood elven settlement within the forest. The wood elves here are preparing for their midsummer festival and are surprisingly friendly to our protagonist, something we're not used to at all. This gives him the freedom to explore the whole area of this whimsical camp, complete with gorgeous elven housing and an incredible lighting display. It was certainly nice to enjoy this brief calmness before the storm ahead. Number 3. Shelob's Lair.
What's wrong?
Grashnik must put out the red tongues.
After escaping from the Dark Tower, Gollum once again returns to the Shadow Mountains, but this time he must help guide fellow escapee Grashneg through Shelob's Lair. As one of the most beautiful areas in the game, the luminous cavern is enchanting despite the obvious threat lying in wait.
No fire.
Yes.
Dangerous fumes, no fire.
And now I can't see a thing.
One of the most perilous areas in the game, it is covered in silk webs from where Shelob's victims hang. Further in, you'll find a captivating entrance to Shelob's Nest, where after entering, this is where the real danger begins. Gollum will find himself being chased down by the gigantic spider in what feels like a never-ending tunnel. Number 2. The Ruins. As both the orcs and elves battle against each other, Gollum makes it through the insane chaos by fleeing south to the ruins of Caras Minden. This old elven king's summer palace was where Gollum had hoped to find the Riddlemaster at the source of the haze. Outside, the gate of these ruins are 2 large connected towers of observation, overlooking the labyrinth below. Inside the ruins contains architecture of eras past, complete with a majestic orb that is the source of the haze floating at the center of the hall.
If we manage to close off both towers, we might calm the haze just enough.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Halls of Grond. After being interrogated by the Dark Lord himself, Gollum is condemned to black pits underneath the Dark Tower, known as Barad-dûr. Here, he is forced into slavery, where he must perform various dangerous tasks within the claustrophobic pits and mines.
What did he do? Nothing. It's very old. It can't grow nice like us, can it? No, it cannot.
Surrounded by lava and ironworks, the only respite for Gollum is the barracks, which has the perfect view of the imposing tower overlooking this black area. The most impressive section, however, is the hall that houses the giant wolf head known as Grond, the 100-foot-long battering ram that appeared in The Return of the King.
It's high. Now what? What are we doing?
This video is brought to you by The Lord of the Rings Gollum, an epic action-adventure game where you play as the enigmatic Gollum on his perilous journey and find out how he outwitted the most powerful characters in Middle-earth. Pre-order it now by clicking on the link in the description.